I was reading the other day, and one of the things in that story was you get to see like social media posts in that, in the storyline. And one of them is a linguist saying how unfortunate it is that an alien's first experience with human language was American English, which I thought was funny. But I also think that American English is kind of underappreciated because it has a lot of cool features that are not just rare among English speakers, but just rare in the world's languages. The first one that's just more rare among English speakers is coda R, so that's at the end of syllables. And normally, most dialects actually drop that R, or rather, drop it and cause the previous vowel to lengthen. So instead of R, it's ah, like a staple British dialects. Another cool thing about the R sound is it's labialized, which means that you round your lips while saying it. So you get ra, and that happens with all consonants that are pronounced on the hard palate. So you have ra, sha, ja, so on. And then one of the coolest things about American English, I would say, are interdental consonants. Interdental consonants should not be confused with dental consonants. Dental consonants are pronounced just behind your front teeth, and they are very common among English speakers. But usually in American English, those th and the sounds are actually interdental, which means you say them between your teeth, which is very rare in the world's languages. It happens in Arabic, I believe, though. And then a couple other features of changing American English is palatalization of the t and d sounds before ra. So instead of tra, you get tra. It's a small change, but I don't know any other language that has had that sound change, which I just thought was interesting to mention. And then, of course, there are the dialects that are not like general American, like Southern dialects, which have a lot of crazy things about them. But their R sound can actually be pharyngalized, which means that you make a constriction like in your pharynx when you say that. It's more of a rah. And that also actually happens in Arabic, but it is, like I said, it's pretty uncommon in the world's languages to have pharyngalized sounds. And there are many other cool features of American English, but those were just a few that I thought were cool. And I think American English is pretty cool, although I might be biased in saying that.